Big Ten East predictions for 2022. Can Michigan do it again? Can they repeat and win the division once again? Or will Ohio State Buckeyes get back on top? Or does Mel Tucker have something to say about it? And what about this Maryland Terps receiving corps? Can Sean Clifford, Penn State's quarterback, elevate his play to make Penn State a contender in the Big Ten East? All of this on episode 8. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. You know how this works. I'm going to give my predictions only on the Big Ten East for this video. We're going to go from 7 up to number 1, do a quick synapse on each team. We're going to start with number 7, the Indiana Hoosiers. Coach Tom Allen, he's in a tough spot. 2 years ago, they had a magical season. The Indiana Hoosiers defense created a whole bunch of turnovers. It was a great season for the Indiana Hoosiers football program, but they took a few steps back last year, and I think they're going to take even more steps back this year. Unfortunately, I've got them at the bottom of the Big Ten East, coming in last place. There's a quarterback battle between Jack Tuttle and Connor Bazelak. I don't think it's really going to make much of a difference. That wide receiver room, a bunch of unknowns. Maybe they're going to be better than anyone expects. Personally, I would give the job to Connor Bazelak. He's a little bit more skillful. The transfer from Missouri. Tuttle was a highly recruited guy. I was pretty excited when he went to Indiana. He hasn't played a whole lot, so you got to give him that. Maybe he'll surprise me. He hasn't played a whole lot. To me, I thought he was going to throw an accurate ball. It doesn't look like he has an accurate ball. I would give the job to Connor. I think the most interesting part about the Indiana Hoosiers for 2022 is Shaun Shivers, the whole running back room for Indiana. Shaun Shivers, a name probably many people haven't heard of. He transferred from Auburn. Auburn has a pretty crowded running back room led by Tank Bigsby over there. Shivers kind of looks like Tank in a way. He's about 5. Well, I think he's about 5'8". Maybe he's a little bit taller. About 200 pounds, it looks like. He's got a whole lot of skill. I think he's going to surprise people here in the Big Ten East. They better defend him. They better keep an eye on him, because I think he's the guy who's going to be the lead back for the Indiana Hoosiers. I know they came out with a depth chart a few weeks ago, and I think their depth chart is actually, Tom Allen is actually truthful in his depth charts, unlike pretty much all of the Big Ten schools. And I think he was listed as number 1 back. I know they've got another transfer, I think it was 2 years ago, from North Carolina, Josh Henderson. But I do think Shivers is going to be the lead back. I hope he is, because he's fun to watch in the tapes that I've watched him play and the little bit that he has played. I know his high school, I remember watching his high school tapes, and he was pretty awesome. So hopefully the Hoosiers, Tom Allen gives him the rock at the beginning of the year. And they got a kid from from Louisiana, Jalen Lucas, a running back, a speed guy. His brother plays for Florida State. This guy's real fast, track star. I think he probably won't play much this year. And hopefully for Indiana, he doesn't play much this year. Give him time to grow into the system. But watch out for that guy. So I think their running back room is the most interesting part of Indiana Hoosiers for 2022. Again, I got him in dead last place. So let's go on to Rutgers, who I've got coming in 6th. Schiano is a great coach. I would, if Schiano would call me, Greg Pflugar, tonight, I would give the ball to that Gavin Wimsatt, their new quarterback, highly recruited quarterback, dual threat. Give him the ball right away. Game 1. I think they play Boston College. Yeah, at Boston College. I watched this Wimsatt is a dual threat, a lot of skill. I watched a Rutgers spring football game. I know you guys are all laughing. Flugar is crazy. I am crazy. Passionate about college football. I watched the spring game, and it was just a little play. Now, most people, if they watch this play, they would just say it means nothing. But remember, this is a young kid, hasn't played college ball. It's a spring game, so it's Rutgers offense against Rutgers defense. They're at the 7-yard line, 6-7-yard line in the red zone. Wimsatt gets the snap, and he surveys the field real quick, and he does this quick rotation with his feet, beautiful footwork, throws the ball out to the sideline, to the flat, to the running back who's about the 2-yard line. The guy catches it he puts the ball, Wimsatt puts the ball right where it needs to be. The guy goes in and scores a touchdown. Okay? Not impressive on the stats, right? 7-yard touchdown pass. But in the red zone, that is impressive. I mean, you got the red zone is where quarterbacks either elevate themselves or they fall flat. This is a young kid, dual threat. I think, if he can pull the trigger that fast, if he can survey the field and see the open receiver, I just thought that was an impressive play. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy, he might be ready for this year. I would play him. But then again, of course, I'm not watching him during the August camp, so Shiano should not call me. But that's the guy. He is the future of Rutgers, and I would make the future now for Rutgers. Put him in now. Shiano's not the head coach, that coaching staff. They're not in trouble with their jobs. They're going to be around next year. So I'd get Wimsatt. I'd get him in there. They got a transfer wide receiver from Syracuse, Taj Harris, who had a really good, decent career. He had a good career at Syracuse. So that should help Rutgers out. They have a transfer offensive lineman from the University of Minnesota, Curtis Dunlap. He just got stuck in a numbers game. The University of Minnesota has had a lot of depth on the offensive line the last few years, a lot of good players. Curtis Dunlap is an interior offensive lineman, and Gophers were actually rotating a couple of their guys, so they were keeping them fresh. Dunlap didn't want to do that. He wanted to play all the snaps, so he kind of lost out, so he transferred. 6'4", 6'5", 340 pounds. I haven't heard any bad reports coming out of Rutgers. If he's in shape, if he's mentally ready to go, he's going to be a good interior offensive lineman for Rutgers to help that running game out. I've got Rutgers finishing in 6th place. I hope they play the young guy at quarterback. Coming in 5th, Maryland. And I like this Maryland team. The defense was lousy last year. They got to be better this year. But we're going to be spending our time talking about the offense. Maryland is a team that always looks great coming off the bus. Kind of reminds me of Nebraska in that way. Maryland's a team since they've been in the Big Ten that hasn't really been able to develop their players. But man, they look great coming off the bus. They have really good, not really good, but they have good recruiting rankings coming out of high school, good recruiting classes. Toalia Tagovailoa, the quarterback, has a chance to have an epic season for Maryland Terps, an historic season, and he's got the players, he's got the wide receiver room to make it happen. This wide receiver room, I'm excited to watch them. They're going to score a ton of points. The Maryland games are going to be 52-45. Could go either way, all through the 2022 season. Dante Demas, great receiver, got injured early last year. He's coming back. He's ready to go. They got a transfer from Florida, Jacob Copeland, who had a good career at Florida, really good career at Florida. Now he's going to get I think he's going to be the number 2 guy at Maryland, but they got some other guys. The running back situation, they got a little bit of Kobe McDonald, but they don't have much behind him. They did flipped a recruit from Virginia Tech, Ramon Brown. Will he get a shot at the Rock to start game one? I doubt it. But the running game, maybe some question marks there. But the passing game, they're going to score a lot of points. Exciting times at Maryland. I got them 5th. Can they get the 4th in the Big Ten East? There's a possibility because I am kind of down on the 4th place team that I got. I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but I got the Penn State Nittany Lions finishing in 4th place. I am not a Sean Clifford fan. I've never been a Sean Clifford fan, and I haven't hid from that. I just don't think he gets it done when it counts. He's a good player. He's not a great player. And he makes a bad play at the worst time. Reminds me a little bit of Adrian Martinez, who was Nebraska's quarterback, who just left to go play at Kansas State. There are a lot of good parts about this Penn State Lions team, coached by Franklin. Obviously, they have one of the best secondaries in the country. They got Joey Porter Jr., great lockdown cornerback. They have a great safety, Jameer Brown. They've got really experienced defensive line. They've got a great defense. But that offense, Sean Clifford, I think they're going to fall short. Namely because the top 3 schools in this division are elite. Are absolutely elite. In fact, one of those schools I think is completely undervalued by Vegas and by everybody, and that is the Michigan State Spartans. I've got them finishing 3rd. Peyton Thorne, the quarterback, is underrated, massively underrated. The guy threw 27 touchdown passes last year. Reed, their wide receiver, gives him a number 1 target. They've got Broussard coming in from Colorado, transferred. You saw what Michigan State did when they brought Kenny Walker in from Wake Forest. Was awesome in the Big Ten last year. Michigan State was double digits in wins. Mel Tucker's bringing that program up. There's a lot of excitement last year. There's going to be a lot of excitement this year. Now, they were terrible on pass defense. You could throw on them. And what worries me is that they've got 9 guys returning from that defense. I know they brought some transfers in for that secondary. Thank goodness. They need those guys to click. They need them to contribute right away. And that's what's holding me back. Although you're about to see what I think of Michigan, Ohio State. This is not the year for the Spartans to win the division. But that time is coming. I'm a big Mel Tucker fan. He's in the right spot, the right location, East Lansing. He can recruit guys, man, especially out of the portal. Now he can show the people in the portal, the players that go into the portal, he can show them results. If you come to Michigan State, we're going to elevate your game. I am very high on Michigan State for next year, the year after that, the year after that. But I can't get them to 2nd place or 1st place this year, but the Spartans' time is coming. Who do I got in 2nd place in the Big Ten East? The Michigan Wolverines. They won the division last year. Great defense. They're going to have a great defense this year. Even though they're missing their 2 NFL drafted defensive ends, they're still going to be fast. They're still going to be explosive on defense. The wide receiver room doesn't have the elite players. I would rank the wide receiver room below, of course, Ohio State. I would rank them below Maryland. They don't have that top-end wide receiver in my eyes. I haven't seen it yet. Ronnie Bell's coming back from an injury from last year. That's great. I love their running backs. Donovan Edwards, highly recruited running back, finally gets his opportunity. Haskins is gone, who was the lead back last year. Donovan Edwards comes in this year. All eyes on Edwards. Can he be the guy? Corum, the great scat back, I would call him. Great running back, tough kid. He can run inside the tackles, but he's a catch the ball out of the backfield. Love the Wolverines running back room last year. Love them this year. Quarterback battle. Cade McNamara versus J.J. McCarthy. Who do you got? That's all anyone's talking about in Ann Arbor. The quarterback battle. Cade McNamara led Michigan to the division title last year. Had a great year. Kind of tailed off at the end. Didn't throw an interception for the first, I don't know how many passes, how many games, first 6 games. He's exactly what Michigan needed. But J.J. McCarthy's got all the physical ability. He's a dual threat. He can run. He's got a great arm. J.J. McCarthy. At some point, he's going to take over this year. Is it going to be game 1 of the season? Because of this, we don't know who's going to be the quarterback. I don't like... Jim Harbaugh will probably play both of them like he did last year. But I don't got Michigan winning the division this year because Ohio State is ready to go. Ohio State is ready to win the division, the conference, go into the playoffs, and get to the championship game, which I'll cover on another episode. The Ohio State Buckeyes have got it all. A new defensive coordinator. I see big improvements in that defense, but that offense is going to be unstoppable. C.J. Stroud coming back for this year. Going to be one of the Heisman favorites to win the trophy this year. Fantastic quarterback. He grew last year. Got better and better and better. He's starting to see the field. The game slowed down for him. You could see it every week. Game slowed down for him more and more and more. He's got Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's got Harrison Smith, Julius Fleming. Come on. The wide receiver room is just filthy. Absolutely stacked. Just like last year. Probably could be, well, not better than last year. This year's not going to be better than last year, but they've got an unbelievable wide receiver room. Trayshawn Henderson, the running back. How many yards is he going to run for this year? Absolute horse. Thoroughbred coming out of the backfield. I mean, if he's got to be the top running back selected in the NFL draft, not this coming up spring, but the next. I mean, he has got it all. And he's going to be running when everyone has to defend that passing offense. This year it's going to be Ohio State. They're going to take back the division title. They're going to win the conference championship game against the Big Ten West champion, which I will go over in the next episode. I'll have my Big West predictions. Will I be a homer? Will I pick the Gophers to win the Big Ten West? Well, you'll have to find out. But for now, Big Ten East, Ohio State gets back on top. But let me say this. I have Michigan winning all the rest of their games. I have them losing in the last week against Ohio State. So I got Michigan going to the college football playoffs for the second year in a row. This year is not going to be a failure for Jim Harbaugh and Michigan. So I got Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan. That is my college football playoffs. College football invitation. It's not a playoff. Not yet. So I see big things for Michigan this year. I see big things for Michigan State. It's just not their time. And Penn State, I don't think they're going to quite get there. They need a change. Not at the head coaching, but they need a change at quarterback. And Maryland's going to be real exciting to watch this year. So, if you like this content, please hit the like button and please subscribe to this channel. We are overwhelmed by all of your support this first week of our channel. It's been overwhelming to me personally, And I thank you so very much. Please share the video with your friends and your family. Do you agree with me? Am I way off base? I did take the chalk here. This is pretty much the first time I've taken the chalk in these predictions when doing a division, when putting them in the spots, because I got North Carolina State winning the ACC. I got Baylor winning the Big 12. I got Alabama winning the SEC. I got Ohio State winning the Big 10. So, please, until next time, from us at Peek Around the Corner to you all take care of each other. Thank you very much.